Absolutely. 1 second, please. All right, 1 second, please. All right. Where would you like me to go, please?
Same question I've been asking really is
Okay.
going to like either the NCSS or the INTAS standards and
I think.
shares
All right.
the standard that's probably you feel like you're most successful with. I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time pulling up some of your links. So I do need to go over and check with Tegan. So if you come up great. If you don't, no worries. But talk about how you've woven certain artifacts together in a way that kind of shows how you've grown, and then an area where those experiences necessarily didn't come through just based on the context you're working in, and what would that look like in the future for you?
Well, within my, I think one of the things I really excelled at was being able to use science and technology in the classroom and be able to show what it meant to advance. And I used a lot of examples over the period of the last few weeks within the classroom. An example of such was just that one slide I just showed you of using, let's see here, so asking big questions and eventually getting down to using technology in the classroom. So give them examples of what technology is. So and having them repeat back to me how they've seen technology change and not only in their lives, but how they see technology changing in the future. I feel that that's a crucial point that we need to address with all students, and to know how to properly use technology. And going over with the current event reports, I had students using computers to be able to identify these resources and then creating the reports. And then another thing that I've used is being able to collaborate one another by using technology. So using AccuVote systems, using Google Apps to link together documents so students can create at the same time, work together at the same time. And also being able to use smartboard technology, Promethean boards, to create little interactive questions where they can mix, match, and slide things into place. So I feel that technology is something I have tried my best to excel at and tried to use as much as I can in the classroom to provide a very interactive classroom, allowing students to more or less build their own learning. But at the same time, I've used it as a supplement to actually improve my own style of learning as well as a teacher. And I feel that going to the INTAS standard, I feel that there is room for improvement, but at the same time, that comes with teachers' growth. And I believe the next question is somewhere that I did not succeed in.
Not succeed, but it's where you didn't have the opportunities to collect as much
I feel that
experiences as you would have liked.
I feel that individual development and identity is probably one of my weakest points. While in my school, I was mainly working on economics units, going over foundations of economics, U.S. economics, the U.S. government's interaction with U.S. economics. So I never had an opportunity to go into some real civics-based teaching. While I was at my cooperating school in Roanoke County, I had the ability to see my cooperating teacher use a citizenship test with his 11th grade students to kind of give them a kind of an idea of how they relate to their own society currently. And he kind of related it back to the time when early America was beginning and nationalism was starting to build up during the early 1800s. So I myself never had an opportunity to build upon my knowledge of individual development, but doing this eProfolio has given me a more opportunity an eye-opening experience to seeing how I can use it in the classroom. Yes?
I'm going to ask you a question framed in economics.
Okay.
We talk a lot about opportunity cost, and probably the resource that we have that is most scarce for teachers is time.
Absolutely.
Can you show an example from your portfolio at a time when you probably invested too much time in something, and upon reflection, the cost wasn't worth it? Or, if you'd rather, a time where you wish you had spent more time because you feel like the payoff, the opportunity for you or your students would have been worth it?
Let's see. the production. I felt that during my U.S. economy unit, the purpose of this unit was to give them the information through teachers' notes and then have them develop their knowledge and then build it through team teaching. I felt that in some regards the unit could have been built a little differently and to save a little bit of time, because we spent 2 days working together and having them work together in groups in the auditorium. Where is that in here? Right here. So here's the first day of team teaching and then the second day. And it was a lot of time spent with them just literally reviewing the information and then regurgitating what they've already learned. And that could have been spent with more worthwhile activities of learning U.S. economics, maybe involving a little bit more technology.
How did you know that maybe they didn't, the cost, I mean, how did you know that, you looking back and said, yeah, that time wasn't worth it? How did you know?
I feel like it could have been consolidated a lot better. I feel that instead of a 2-day thing, it could have been more of prepare this in advance and then show up on day one. Would have given me more time for review and given me more time to prepare better lessons regarding this actual SOL.
Can you answer the same thing using INTEST standards?
INTEST? Using INTEST, let's see.
Yeah, think about the process as a whole, like pick one where...
Well, I talked about collaborative work similarly, where I enjoyed using frames in the classroom, and it's going along with the team teaching. But I felt that collaborative work is a great resource as long as that time is spent wisely in keeping students on task. So creating multiple opportunities instead of allowing them as much free range as I had allowed them. That was probably one of the biggest sticking points within the classroom, was making sure that they're on task at all times. Otherwise, I felt that using collaborative work is good. It's good in general, as in another example was using review games. Here's a lesson plan from a review game, and it was purposely engaging them in groups and being able to work together to win the game. And the purpose of it was to create some more review. But in regards, there's another weak point was using collaborative work effectively. Yes.
I like your big question and your use of inquiry when you're teaching. Did you ever touch on one of those questions and find, ooh, the students did not get what we covered yesterday? And if so, how did you respond?
I would say that there was a lot of times where there would be where you'd ask a question and it'd just be silence across the room. And at that point, you would have to, pick out some of your higher achieving students and ask them the question directly. What do you think, Laura? What do you think, Georgia? What do you think about this? And then getting them to answer for the class. Being able to have the students that you know are going to do well in the class, be able to help the class know what they need to know for this assessment. So if I'm asking a question of that such, having the students help out the other class and having them answer the questions. Any other questions?
Thanks, Vincent.
Thank you.